Alright, we're back for a new video and I'm going to be talking about a little subject here that a lot of us probably aren't going to like, but it is what it is, and I'm going to tell you this truth whether you want to hear it or not. Yeah, when it comes down to your life and what situation you're in, the one thing you need to get your head around right now before you get any older is that no one is responsible for your life other than yourself. That's where people's going to have a problem with this here, because there's going to be someone out there that comes across this video and sees me telling them that, your own life is your own responsibility. You need to take everything and blame yourself before you blame other people. And I know a lot of people are going through things in life that are completely out of their control. They might be, I want to be careful how I say this, they might be been taken advantage of by people that they trust in major physically devastating ways. I understand that that's nobody's choice to be in that scenario, but the reality of the fact is, you do at the end of the day have a choice in every scenario you have in life. You just have to work towards finding what the solution is, what the choice is to get yourself out of that. For me, if I go back 20 years in life, and this bounces off a short that the other day, if I look at the person I was back in the early 2000s and compare him to the person I am now, I'm a million miles away from that guy. I was married young, and I'm not going to go into any details, but the short version of it is the marriage didn't work out. We broke up, we went our separate ways. I didn't take it well for years, and if you go watch that short film of mine, Conclusions, on the website, the character from that movie is actually based on the person I was back in the early 2000s. The main guy that actually, by the end of the movie, doesn't make it to the end of the movie, let's just put it that way, or the short film. So mentally wasn't prepared to go through the situation I went through, but eventually I got myself to the point where I became the person that was able to deal with that sort of thing once again. And when I say once again, when you get married, you tend to look at it as, I need to settle down, not be the agent that I used to be. You grow up and you start going out working and making money, paying bills. But I settled down too much, which is probably a part of the problem. I, as a teenager, I wouldn't say I would have fought with my own shadow, but again, I think I've said this in the channel before, my father always told me that, you never go out to start a fight, but you never walk away from one either. And when the marriage started going south, I didn't fight. I don't think any of us, either one of us, had any fight in us at that point. But, if I had had more of that teenager version of myself in there, kept my teeth, so to say. When you get yourself married and settled down, you lose your teeth. You're not as vicious or wild as you used to be. So I miss that about myself. But at the end of the day, that scenario and that situation was completely out of my control. We had lost control of it. By the end of it, we were just going our separate ways. I didn't deal with it very well mentally. It took me quite a few years to get myself back on my feet and going again. But now I'm 1,000 miles ahead of that person. And it's because I eventually one day just sat down and said to myself, had a chat with myself, like, Rodney, you need to do something with yourself here. You're a clown. You need to get back on your feet. Get back on the horse. Get out there and do your thing once again. And just take responsibility for your scenario. It doesn't matter. At that point in time, as I say, I'm not going to get into any detail on why the marriage fell apart. But when I got myself to the stage where, when I had that conversation with myself, there was a morning I woke up and was getting ready for work, and I just looked in the mirror and I was just like, who are you? I don't even recognize you anymore. So, I had to take responsibility for my scenario, where I was at, started to do the work and got myself back on track and become the person that I am today, which is still 1,000 miles away from the person that I want to eventually be. But the work has been done. It has taken, what, you're probably talking close to 20 years at this point. It took me that length of time to pull my own head out of my backside. And it wasn't until I just decided I need to take responsibility for this. I may be down in the dumps now, but there's nobody keeping me here. I'm keeping myself here. I had to take responsibility for my own actions. Once I made that decision, everything became much more simple and straightforward. You know, you're never done working on yourself. If you think to yourself you've got it all worked out and nothing can go wrong, that's usually the early warning signs that things are about to fall apart on you. So keep that accountability in place no matter where you're at in life. Once you think you're winning, yeah, you're in trouble. So yeah, take responsibility for your actions. Blame nobody but yourself. Get up in the morning, do the work, get out there and be the person that you want to be. And if this subject has annoyed someone, I do apologise, but at the end of the day, you're better hearing it from someone like me that's been through something than going through life and then eventually tripping over your own feet when maybe something in this video maybe could avoid you from doing that at some point. So I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings, but I'm not going to give you a full apology because it is what it is. Yeah, you just have to get used to hearing this sort of stuff if you're going to get out into the adult world and function like a real person. And I don't say that with any hate in my heart, because I got out into the real world and, you know, completely fumbled it on my first attempt. So yeah, speaking from experience. Right, that's going to do it for this video. Stay safe. I'll talk to you in the next one.